4. Now, after you have pre-selected the candidates by looking at the cover letters, by now I'm sure you have a couple of really good candidates that you believe you're really excited to want to get to know them more, right? Absolutely. So the next step that you shall do will be interviews, will be the exciting moment. Now, there's some requirements you have to understand on how to conduct the interview well. And there are 2 processes for the interview. First is a phone interview, and then you filter out the candidates again before you move on to seeing them in person. Now, there are a couple of questions, interview questions, that you will use to help them to filter out the ones that you don't want. Now, the first question on the phone interview, introduce yourself. Basically, that gives the both of you trying to greet each other, and for them to have a chance to talk about the backgrounds and what gets them to your door. Point number 2, how did you know about this position? Now, this is a very important question because, as previously stated, we recommend using social media to advertise your recruitment. And this is a really good feedback for you to find out if the platform you're using for that recruitment advertisement is effective. And you may use a varieties of different platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp, or even newspaper, which is obviously the more traditional ways, and we believe is a way of the past. So it gives you an understanding on which platform is more efficient in terms of getting your words out. Point number 3, what do you know about this company? This is a very, very important question because it tests if they do the assignments, do the homework before they even talk to you. If they don't even know anything about your company, what does that tell you? Then why would you even apply in the first place, right? Now, for any candidates who cannot give a very legit reason on why they want to get this position, just filter them, because they are just one of those generalists who are just looking for a job. But instead, you need an ace player who can help you to bring a win for this team. That's why you have to be very careful about candidates who give you a bad reason why, or somehow they just don't even know about your company, but they still apply. They want this job. Do they want it just for the money, or they really have that passion to help you, because to help you to get to the next level? Because as a startup, you cannot afford to have someone who doesn't have the same vision or the same heart as you. That's why you need to make sure that the good and the great candidates will have a very legit reason that you feel comfortable with why they really want this job. At least it shouldn't be just about the paycheck, because you can get paychecks from any companies, but you need someone who can help you to win, and that is why filter out the ones that you don't even feel comfortable, or the ones who can't even give you a legit reason. Why shall we hire you? Why? Why shall we even hire you? You know, because there are lots of competitions for this job. And actually, another reason why this question is important is because if you can't even explain to me why I need to hire you, and in the future, as we said, a business is mostly about sales. Either you have the positions that actively involve in selling your services or your products, or you have people who will indirectly help you to facilitate the sales. Now, if you can't even sell to me, how would you be able to sell to our clients? That is exactly why this question is important. Listen to how they speak and use your heart to feel it. What do you consider to be your weakness? Now, we are not perfect. No single human being in this world is perfect. And we want to talk to candidates who are genuine about who they are. And there are times that people will say, oh, I have no weaknesses. You know what? This is not true. Because most of the time they're just shy, they're too shy to talk about who they really are. And we want to get candidates who are authentic about who they are, people who have confidence to face up to who they are as a person. Examples would be, for me, when I first switching from working for someone to starting my own business, I had to overcome lots of my weaknesses and challenges. An example was I wasn't very great with organizing things in using a systematic way. And what I learned by using YouTube is that you can digitize all of your files over on a cloud server, and also whatever you've done, always keep a record, describe what you have done, versus previously when I was working at a company, maybe those were not the things that you would pay attention to because you had kind of like a job role that wouldn't require that. And as I changed from one phase to another, I had to overcome lots of these challenges, and that would require time, but because of your learning ethics and hardworking ethics, that's why you could overcome it. And we want to listen to the authentic comments about who the candidates are. Last but not least, how would your boss and coworker describe you? Now, the last thing you want to hear about is that they complain about the previous company. Because if you hire candidates who complain about the previous companies, what are they going to do to you when they move on to another company? They will just talk bad things about you as well. They will talk about the couple of questions that you shall direct at the potential candidates or the phone interview. And if you feel satisfactory about how they have answered, move on to the in-person meeting so that you can get a feel about them face to face and to confirm that this is exactly the same person that you're talking to over the phone. And also use these questions to filter out the candidates that you don't think would help your company. Because hiring the right person is a choice, and you need to use the right tool, the right questions to make sure that you get to the ace players that can help your company to get to the next step.